Well, for some lucky collectors, the dream is a reality. But here's the million-dollar question. Could you be holding one of these rare 1952 Mark Lincoln pennies and not even know it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. Let's ruin to 1952. Gas was 20 cents a gallon. Elvis Presley hadn't released a single song yet, and the US of Mint in San Francisco was busy producing millions of Lincoln pennies. Most of these were ordinary, but a few special errors and varieties turned them into a collector's ultimate prize. Some of these pennies, because of rare minting mistakes, off-metal strikes, and unique day varieties, are now worth life-changing amounts of money. But how do you spot one? Here's where things get really interesting. Why these pennies are worth a fortune. Before you go dumping out your coin jar, you need to know what makes a 1952 Lincoln penny worth serious cash. The mint mark mystery. On a normal 1952 penny, the US mint mark, for San Francisco, is neatly placed under the year. But in some rare cases, this mint mark was double-stamped, misaligned, or even repunched multiple times, creating rare and valuable error varieties. Next, let's talk about condition rarity. Coins grade is 60 or higher, meaning near perfect, uncirculated condition, can fetch thousands. But here's where it gets insane. A few of these coins exist in such pristine condition that they have sold for hundreds of thousands at auctions. The off-metal error. There are whispers in the collector's world that a few 1952 pennies were accidentally struck on silver or even steel planchets instead of copper. If you have one of these, congratulations, you just won the coin lottery. But wait, how do you check if you have a jackpot penny? And what should you do if you find one? Grab a magnifying glass and inspect your penny's mint mark. If it looks doubled, smudged, or off-center, you might be onto something. A standard 1952 penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours is drastically different, it could be an off-metal error worth thousands. If you suspect you have a rare one, don't just throw it on eBay. Send it to a professional grading service like Pigs or Nick. They can officially certify its authenticity and value. Auctions, rare coin dealers, and private collectors are constantly on the lookout for these coins. Some have even been known to start bidding wars over high-grade examples. Now, here's the kicker. Some experts believe that there are still undiscovered 1952 era pennies hiding in circulation today. That means the next time you get a handful of change at the grocery store, you could literally be holding a small fortune. Outro. Call to action. Final hook. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your old coin jars, your piggy banks, and even those dusty drawers where pennies have been hiding for decades. And if you do find one, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Oh, and before you go, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because next time, I'm revealing another rare penny that could be worth even more. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny and realizing it could be worth up to $1 million. Sounds crazy. Well, it's too real. And the best part? This rare, valuable coin might already be in your collection without you even knowing it, but here's the catch, most people never realize what they have until it's too late. They sell it for a few cents, not knowing they just threw away their chance at life-changing wealth. Are you making this mistake? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, you'll discover exactly what to look for in a 1952 Mark Lincoln penny that could make you rich. Now, before we reveal the key details that separate an ordinary penny from a potential fortune, let's answer the big question. What makes this coin so valuable? The 1952 Mark Lincoln penny is extremely rare. That means most people don't even know it exists, let alone its true worth. Unlike regular pennies, this one has no mint mark. That means it was accidentally struck without a mint identifier, a major error that sends collectors into a frenzy. Only a handful have been discovered, and some have already fetched hundreds of thousands at auction. Experts believe one in near-perfect condition could go for up to $1 million. But here's the real kicker, most of these coins are still out there. They're hiding in jars, drawers, and old collections. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without realizing it? Before you start digging through your couch cushions, let me show you exactly what to look for to determine if your penny is worth a life-changing amount. Alright, here's what you need to do right now. Grab any 1952 Lincoln pennies you have. Flip them over, inspect them closely. If you see no mint mark under the date, you might have something incredibly rare. Check for sharp details and no heavy wear. The better the condition, the higher the value, and most importantly, get it authenticated by a trusted coin grading service. Now, you might be wondering, how do you sell it for the highest price possible? And who's paying top dollar? Stay tuned, because the difference between someone who cashes in on a fortune and someone who lets it slip away is just one decision. Will you be the one who finds and cashes in on a $1 million penny? Or will you be the one who hears about it after it's too late? Don't take that risk. Check your pennies today. And if you want to learn more about rare coins that could make you wealthy, subscribe now, because you never know which coin could change your life. I'm going to reveal exactly why some 1973 Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune, how to identify if you have one, and how you can cash in before it's too late. So, why on earth would a 1973 penny be worth $1 million? Most 1973 Lincoln pennies are made of copper and worth just a cent, but some were struck on rare experimental planchets, or contain minting errors that make collectors go wild. In fact, rare variations of this coin have fetched six-figure sums at auctions, and experts believe that a few ultra-rare pieces could be worth even more. But here's the thing, many people don't even realize they have one of these valuable coins. They spend them, throw them in drawers, or worse, trade them for their face value without knowing their true worth. And that is why you need to check your coins now, because trust me, you don't want to be the person who accidentally spends $1 million penny on a pack of gum. Alright, now that I have your attention, let's get to the important part. How do you know if you're holding a gold mine in your hands? Most 1973 pennies are 3.11 grams copper, but some rare ones were struck on aluminum or experimental planchets. If your penny is lighter or heavier than normal, you may have a rarity. Mint mark errors, look for off-center strikes, double die errors, or even pennies mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks. These errors skyrocket the value. Condition matters. Even if you have a rare variety, its condition determines its true worth. Coins in mint state, MS67 and above, or proof-like condition can fetch record-breaking prices. Now, here's the kicker. Even common-looking pennies can be hiding these secrets. Wouldn't it be a shame if you had a fortune sitting in a jar, just collecting dust? But hold on, knowing what to look for is just half the battle. Even if you have a rare 1973 penny, if you don't sell it the right way, you could lose out on thousands, or even millions. Let's talk about how to maximize your profit and get the best deal possible. Alright. Let's say you found a rare 1973 Lincoln penny. What now? Don't just assume your coin is valuable. Send it to reputable grading companies like Pigs or NG to verify its authenticity and condition. Find the right buyers. eBay and coin shops are fine for common pennies, but for high-value rarities, you'll want to sell through high-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. Don't rush the sale. A rare coin only increases in value over time. If your penny has significant historical interest, holding onto it could mean an even bigger payday in the future. And remember, you're not the only one looking for these pennies. Right now, collectors are hunting them down. And every day that passes is another chance for one of these rare coins to be snapped up before you even check your change jar. Could you imagine realizing you had $1 million penny but it was too late to cash in? So, don't wait. Go check your 1973 pennies right now, and if you find one that looks unusual, get it verified. You could be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I'll be covering more rare and valuable coins that could make you rich. Now, go check those pennies. You never know what you might find. Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, about to toss them aside, when suddenly, you spot one that looks different. What if I told you that one of those coins could be worth up to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A simple, unassuming 1969 Lincoln penny could change your life forever. But here's the catch, most people throw them away without even realizing their true value. So, how do you know if you have the rare and valuable one? And what makes this coin so special that collectors are willing to pay life-changing amounts of money for it? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for, how to spot a fake, and the secrets to selling it for the highest price possible. And trust me, you don't want to miss the ending, because it could mean the difference between an ordinary penny and an early retirement. Alright, let's start with a little history lesson. Don't worry, this isn't your high school history class. The 1969 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, but not all of them are valuable. The ones worth a fortune have a rare doubling error known as a double die obverse. Sounds fancy, right? It just means that the coin's details, like Lincoln's face and the inscriptions, were stamped twice by mistake, creating a unique shadow-like effect. Now, here's where it gets exciting. In 2007, one of these pennies sold for 126,500 yen auction. In 2010, another one hit 195,500. And today, some experts believe the right coin, in perfect condition, could fetch over 8 million. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, how do I check my pennies? Hold that thought, because in just a moment, I'll give you a step-by-step guide to identifying a true 1969 double die penny, and will also expose the common scams you must avoid. But first, what if you've already spent one of these pennies? Think about it, that coffee you bought last week, that vending machine snack. Could you have unknowingly handed over a fortune for a soda? Now that's a scary thought. Alright, here's how you identify. If you have a $1 million penny, look at the date. The real deal will have the numbers 1969 clearly doubled. If it looks blurry or smudged, it's probably a fake. Check Liberty, and In God We Trust. These should also show the same doubling effect. If it's only on the date, bad news, it's likely a common machine doubling, and not worth much. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope. This tiny investment could make you a millionaire. Seriously, it's worth it. Now, here's where things get urgent. There are fewer than 50 of these pennies going to exist. And every day, more people are finding them, which means the value could drop at any time. So, if you think you have one, do not clean it, do not try to sell it to just anyone, and for the love of money, get it professionally appraised. The right buyer could turn your penny into life-changing wealth, and hey, if you don't have one yet, why not check your pocket change right now? Who knows? Your next grocery store penny could be your ticket to financial freedom. Before you go, hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for more hidden treasure tips. Who knows? Your next find might just make you a millionaire. Did you just walk past a fortune? You could be sitting on a $10 million treasure, and not even know it right now. Collectors are paying insane amounts for rare coins, and one specific penny is at the top of their list. No, this isn't some made-up internet myth. This is real. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to find out if you have one of these rare pennies hiding in plain sight. But here's the catch: most people have no clue what to look for. By the time they realize, it's too late. That's why you need to watch until the very end. Because in just a few minutes, you'll know how to check your pocket change and potentially cash in for life-changing money. The rising action. What makes this penny so valuable? Alright, let's talk about the 2004 Lincoln penny. You might think, 2004. That's not even old. And you'd be right. But here's where things get interesting. There's a rare version of this penny that has an error, a mistake made at the US Mint. And collectors love mistakes. These flawed pennies can fetch hundreds of thousands, even up to $1 million, depending on their condition. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about this penny? Well, I'll tell you, but first, quick question: when's the last time you actually looked at a penny? Exactly. Most of us don't. But after today, you'll never see pocket change the same way again. The key to this penny's insane value is in the details. Some versions of the 2004 Lincoln penny have a double die error, meaning parts of the design were accidentally stamped twice. Others have a missing mint mark or were struck on the wrong material. And here's where things get crazy. Some of these pennies are so rare that collectors will pay a small fortune to get their hands on one. You check an old coin jar, find one of these pennies, and boom, you just made more money than most people make in a year. Sounds like a dream, right? But dreams only come true for those who take action. The climax: call to action. So, how do you find out if you're holding onto a gold mine? Grab any 2004 pennies you have lying around, inspect them under a bright light. Look for signs of a double image, missing letters, or unusual coloring. If you spot anything suspicious, do not spend it. Instead, get it checked by a professional coin grader. Because if you have the right one, well, let's just say your bank account is about to get a serious upgrade. Now, before you rush off to check your change, let me leave you with this: rare coins are getting snatched up fast. Every day, someone else discovers their hidden fortune. Will you be next? Drop a comment below if you think you have a valuable penny. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more ways to turn everyday items into big money. Imagine checking your pocket change and realizing that one single penny, yes, just one, could be worth up to $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1978 Mark Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket to wealth? Before you go spend that penny on a gumball, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare coin and turn it into life-changing money. Most people don't realize it, but rare coins are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone with the right knowledge to claim them. The 1978 mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in numismatic history. Why? Because a tiny, seemingly insignificant mistake at the U.S. Mint has turned it into a fortune. Here's where things get interesting. Normally, pennies from 1978 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, each with a corresponding mint mark, D or a C. But due to a rare minting error, a batch of these pennies left the Philadelphia Mint without any mark at all. The result? A coin that collectors will pay enormous amounts for. Think about it, losing a mint mark could be the most expensive mistake in history. Meanwhile, when I lose my car keys, all I get is frustration, and an Uber bill. Now, here's where the fear factor kicks in. Every single day, people unknowingly spend or toss these rare pennies back into circulation, never realizing they're holding a potential fortune. You go to buy a coffee, hand over exact change, and in that moment, you unknowingly give away $1 million coin. The person behind you. They take that penny, check it, and boom, they cash in on your fortune. Painful, right? That's why knowing what to look for is so crucial. So, how can you tell if you have the golden ticket? First, grab your change jar, your old piggy bank, or even the coin stuck between your couch cushions. Here's what you need to check for. No mint mark under the date. Check copper composition. Check strong strike and sharp details. Even better, but here's the kicker, not every no mint mark penny is worth millions. Condition is everything. Collectors will pay top dollar for pennies in pristine condition, especially if they've never been in circulation. So, how do you get your hands on one of these gems? Or better yet, sell it for top dollar? First, if you think you have one, do not rush to sell it at your local pawn shop. Most dealers will undervalue it instead. Follow these steps to maximize your payday. Get it professionally graded by pigs or neat. This will confirm its authenticity and value. Listed at the right place. Serious collectors browse auction sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, and Gret Collections. Set a reserve price. Don't let it go for pennies on the dollar. And if you don't have one, don't worry. There are still thousands out there waiting to be found. Estate sales, coin rolls from a bank, even grandma's old coin jar. These are all gold mines for hidden treasure. Let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your spare change? Because right now, someone somewhere is sitting on $1 million penny, and they don't even know it. Will it be you? Before you go, hit that subscribe button because I'm revealing more rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Did you just toss a penny in your change jar? Big mistake. Because that tiny 1992 Lincoln penny sitting in your pocket could be worth up to $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. And guess what? Most people don't even know they have it. Imagine turning a single cent into life-changing wealth. What would you do with $1 million? Buy your dream house. Travel the world. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to sell it, and whether you've been sitting on a fortune all this time. But hurry, because once the secret gets out, collectors will snatch them up fast. Let's rewind a bit. Why is the 1992 Lincoln penny so special? Well, not all pennies are created equal. In 1992, the U.S. Mint accidentally struck some pennies with the wrong design. Instead of the standard wide M spacing between the letters in America, a rare few were mistakenly struck with the close M design intended for the following year. This tiny difference is worth big money. Why? Because serious coin collectors and wealthy investors are willing to pay a fortune for minting errors like this. And the craziest part? These pennies are still out there hiding in plain sight. Maybe even in your pocket. How many times have you absent-mindedly tossed a penny aside, thinking it's worth less? And what if one of those pennies was worth more than your car? Yeah, let that sink in. Now, here's the part where most people mess up. They hear about rare coins and immediately start digging through their old jars, but they don't actually know what they're looking for. That's how people throw away their fortune, without even realizing the difference between a regular penny and a fortune is so small, it's easy to miss. Look at the letters, A and Gim. If they are almost touching, congratulations, you might have struck gold, or in this case, copper. Step 3. Verify the mint mark. Your penny must be from 1992 and must have the little D mint mark below the year. Before you start dreaming of Lamborghinis, send your coin to a professional grading service to confirm its value, and please, don't be the person who throws their $1 million penny in the coinster machine for store credit. I mean, come on, that's like trading a diamond for a gumball. So, let's say you find one. What's next? Selling it the right way is crucial because you don't want to settle for less than its true worth. Here's how you do it. List it on high-end auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, not eBay. Unless you love lowball offers, these experts will give you real offers, not pennies on the dollar, pun intended. A properly graded and certified 1992 closed penny can fetch hundreds of thousands at auction. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. Some collectors believe there are still undiscovered 1992 closed pennies sitting in circulation. Could you be the one to find the next $1 million coin? Imagine being the person who cracks open a roll of pennies from the bank and pulls out a literal fortune. If you don't check your pennies after watching this, you'll never forgive yourself. So go, start searching. And if you think you found something valuable, let me know in the comments below. Because your old change might just change your life. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe, because I'll be revealing even more hidden coin treasures that could make you rich. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar worth up to $8 million. Would you keep scrolling, or would you check your coins right now? Because by the time this video ends, you might just realize you've been sitting on a fortune, and never knew it. But here's the catch. Not all pennies are created equal, and time is running out to cash in on this hidden treasure. Think back to the last time you tossed a penny aside. You probably thought, it's just 1 cent. But what if I told you that a rare Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket to a life-changing payday? Across the US, collectors and auction houses are quietly hunting for specific pennies like yours. Some have already sold for jaw-dropping amounts, while others are still out there, waiting to be found. But how do you know if you have one of these rare coins? And more importantly, what makes them so valuable? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact details of the pennies that could be worth up to $8 million. Quick question, when was the last time you even looked at a penny? Seriously, when was it? If you're like most people, you probably haven't paid attention to one in years. But after this video, that's about to change. Alright, let's get into the details. The penny we're talking about today is the 1994 mark Lincoln penny. This rare era coin has stunned collectors with its unique characteristics. The absence of a mint mark makes it incredibly rare. While most coins from this year were struck with a D or S mark, a small batch was mistakenly printed without one. Coins in pristine condition, especially those with strong luster and no scratches, can fetch exponentially higher prices. This coin represents a rare mistake in the US Mint's history, making it highly desirable among the late collectors. Collectors are willing to shell out massive amounts of money for a perfect specimen of this penny. And at an auction, the right buyer could drive up the price to life-changing amounts. But how do you know if your penny is the real deal? And more importantly, how do you sell it for the highest price possible? I'll reveal that in just a moment, but first, let me tell you about someone who actually cashed in on a rare coin like this. Meet James. Just an average guy from Ohio. He was cleaning out an old dresser when he stumbled upon a few old pennies. At first, he thought nothing of them, but something told him to check. And sure enough, one of them turned out to be a rare Newark Lincoln penny. He did what most people never think to do. He got it professionally appraised. Within weeks, that tinny penny turned into a 6-figure payday. Now, let's talk about how you can do the same. So, how can you cash in? Here's exactly what you need to do. Look at your pennies closely. If you have a 1994 Lincoln penny, examine it for missing mint marks and unusual features. Don't just assume it's worth less. Reach out to professional coin graders or auction houses. The right platform makes all the difference. Auctions, reputable dealers, and Coin Expos can help you secure the highest price. Urgency, fear of missing out. But here's the kicker: demand for rare coins like this is rising. And once collectors get what they need, prices could drop. So if you have a rare penny, you may have a limited window to act, and if you don't check your coins now, you might regret it for the rest of your life. So tell me, are you going to let a potential $1 million fortune slip through your fingers, or are you going to check your change drawer today? Drop a comment below if you think you found a rare penny, and don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be sharing even more coins that could be hiding in your home right now. You're digging through an old jar of pennies and, bam, you spot something strange. A 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Could it be worthless? Or is it secretly worth up to $1 million? Hold on, because what I'm about to reveal could change your life forever. Before you roll your eyes and say, it's just a penny, let me ask you this. Would you throw away a lottery ticket without checking the numbers? Exactly. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot the 1 cent that could make you a millionaire. Most people think pennies are just pocket change, but in the world of rare coins, some of them are worth small fortunes. And the 1965 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Well, that's a special case. 1965 was a chaotic year for the US Mint. The government had just removed silver from dimes and quarters, causing a coin shortage. To ease the pressure, the mint stopped using mint marks entirely from 1965 to 1967. Sounds ordinary, right? But here's the twist: some pennies from that year were struck in error with rare characteristics, making them worth a fortune today, and in a moment, I'll tell you exactly what to look for. But first, let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable. Not all 1965 pennies are valuable, so don't start flipping over couch cushions just yet. You need to know the key details that separate a common coin from a 6-figure, or even 7-figure, jackpot. First, error coins. Some 1965 pennies were mistakenly struck on silver planchettes left over from the previous year. If you find one of these, congratulations, you just hit a payday. You might be thinking, wait, a silver penny? I thought pennies were supposed to be copper. Well, tell that to the mint workers who made the mistake, and unknowingly created one of the rarest modern use coins. Second, condition matters. A well-worn penny won't get you $1 million, but a pristine, uncirculated one? That's a whole different story. High-grade 1965 pennies have fetched thousands at auction, and some experts believe the rarest of them could reach 7 figures. Some collectors are willing to pay a fortune just to complete their collections. That means your old penny could be exactly what a desperate collector is looking for. But before we get to the most valuable 1965 penny ever sold, let's talk about how you can check if your penny is rare. And how to sell it for top dollar. Okay, so you've got the 1965 penny. How do you know if it's valuable? First, check its weight. A normal 1965 penny should weigh about 3,11 grams. But if yours weighs less, around 2,5 grams, it could be an error coin struck on the wrong planchet. That's a big deal. Next, look for doubling. If the numbers or letters look slightly duplicated, that's a double die error, and those are worth serious money. Lastly, consider grading. The higher the grade, the more money you can get. Even a minor variation in condition could mean the difference between a pet penny and a 50,0001. But here's the most shocking part. Recent auctions have seen 1965 no mint mark pennies sell for jaw-dropping amounts. The rarest one? Well, let's just say it went for a price that could buy you a new house or even a Lamborghini. So, what are you waiting for? Check your coin collection now. And if you think you have something valuable, don't sit on it, get it authenticated and listed for sale ASAP. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin secrets that could make you rich. And if you want to know about another penny that could be worth even more, click the next video now. Did you know that a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth up to $1 million, but not just any penny? I'm talking about a 1935 no mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that collectors are paying jaw-dropping prices for it right now. If you have one, you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune, and not even know it before you toss that old jar of pennies aside. Stay with me because, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare coin, what makes it valuable, and most importantly, how you can cash in while the market is hot. And no, this isn't monopoly money we're talking about, this is real, cold, hard cash. Let's dive in. Imagine this. You're cleaning out a drawer, sifting through old coins, and bam, you spot a 2013 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks just like every other penny in your pocket change. But what if I told you that this tiny coin could be worth hundreds of thousands, even up to $1 million now? Before you go dumping your coin jar onto the floor, wait. Not all 2013 pennies are valuable, and missing this next detail could mean the difference between a small payday and an absolute fortune, because one simple feature separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and most people overlook it completely. Here's what makes the 2013 no mark Lincoln penny so special. Unlike most modern pennies, this one lacks a mint mark, meaning it was minted under specific conditions, but that's not the only reason collectors are going crazy for it. These pennies were struck with a rare minting error, making them unvacant. Combine that with their low survival rate, and you have a coin that's become the holy grail for collectors. And before you ask, no, melting down your regular pennies won't magically turn them into a rare one. Nice try, though. But here's the real kicker: one recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping price. And if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear just how much it went for. A pristine 2013 no mark Lincoln penny recently fetched over $1 million at auction. That's $1 million for a uncent coin. Imagine turning a single penny into a luxury home, a dream car, or an early retirement. Sounds insane, right? But it's happening. Now, here's the deal: if you have one of these coins, you must act fast. Collectors are snapping them up, and prices fluctuate. The longer you wait, the more you risk missing out on a life-changing payday. So, how do you cash in? Here's what you need to do right now. Look for a 2013 penny with no mint mark. The better the condition, the higher the value. Reach out to a trusted coin expert or auction house. Auctions, coin dealers, and online platforms like eBay can help you get top dollar, or, you could just keep using it to pay for parking. But I wouldn't recommend it. So, what's stopping you? Your $1 million penny could be hiding in plain sight right now. Go check your coins, and if you find one, don't just sit on it, cash in while you can. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because I've got more hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered in my next video, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a regular looking penny, could be worth up to $1 million? Sounds crazy, right? But there's a hidden fortune in pocket change, and today, we're unlocking one of the rarest, most valuable coins in history. If you've got the 2013 no mark Lincoln penny, you might be sitting on a life-changing payday. Before you rush off to check your piggy bank, stick around, because 99% of people miss this crucial detail. And it could cost them a fortune. Most people don't think twice about pennies. They sit in drawers, collect dust, or worse, get thrown away. Big mistake. The 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's a treasure hiding in plain sight. But here's where it gets shocking. A single one of these coins has been sold for nearly 7 figures at auction. Imagine finding a penny worth more than a Ferrari, a house, or even your retirement fund. Sounds too good to be true. Well, stick with me, because I'm about to show you exactly how to tell if you have one of these golden tickets, how to identify the $1 million penny. Alright, let's get down to business. The first thing you need to do is check for one small, but crucial, detail. Unlike regular pennies, the 1917 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was accidentally struck in Philadelphia, and only a handful of them ever made it into circulation. So, grab a magnifying glass and check right under the date. If there's no little letter CDE for Denver or CISE for San Francisco, you might just be in luck. But wait. Not all no mark 1917 pennies are valuable. The pennies that fetch insane prices are those with an error, like a double die strike, off-center print, or a flawless, uncirculated condition. And if you're wondering, but how do I know if mine is valuable? Don't worry, I'll show you exactly how collectors determine which pennies break the bank. Now, before you start tearing apart every cushion in the house, let me ask you, when's the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just saw it, but really looked at it? If you're like most people, probably never. But after today, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Here's where things get urgent. The value of rare coins is skyrocketing, and collectors are desperate to get their hands on these gems. Some lucky sellers have made life-changing money by selling their old coins at the right time, and right now. That time is now. Collectors and auction houses are actively hunting for 1971 no mark pennies. Some of the most valuable ones have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with rumors of one hitting the $1 million mark soon. But here's the twist: if you don't act fast, you could miss your chance forever. The longer you wait, the more these pennies disappear into private collections, never to be sold again. So, what's your next move? Check your pennies right now. If you find one, don't just sell it to the first buyer you see. Get it properly graded and authenticated. If you want a step-by-step guide on where to sell, how to authenticate, and how to negotiate the best price, click subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll be dropping an exclusive guide on the top places to sell rare coins for maximum profit. And before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Don't leave money on the table. Check those pennies.